Hello and welcome back to a brand new coding challenge. Now I know it's been some time since the previous coding challenge completed, and that was phenomenal. I mean, the feedback that I got from that was really amazing. I think we had like 7,000 to 8,000 views on that coding challenge and some really excellent comments. I really appreciate it. And so I decided to launch a new coding challenge because I can see there's a need for that. There's people that actually want to do more coding. They want to explore what goes on behind the scenes with the apps that we use on a daily basis. Now, I know there has been some time in between, and that's because I was doing the App Empire course. App Empire is actually a free course that we launched on the IT Varsity platform that basically describes how I built up the Xander business. So I've got a business called Xander where we do educational apps for kids, and it's won a string of awards, and there's been like 1 million downloads in total on those apps. So I decided to share my experiences with people about how to get started with an app business and how to run it. Because, I mean, let's face it, that's the way the world is going. The world is going towards technology. Business is being done more and more on technology platforms, and there's a bigger and bigger demand, especially in the post-COVID world, for people with technology skills and for app-based and web-based businesses. So the more people can get into technology-based businesses, the better it's going to be. Now, this coding challenge is going to be slightly different in the way that I approach it. First and foremost, I'm not doing this 7 days a week. The last one was 7 days a week. And that's me because I love coding. So I can do this literally 24/7, and I love coding. But I found that people were finding it difficult to keep up. So what I decided was we'll do Mondays to Thursdays. And then if you've missed out, at least you have Friday, Saturday, and Sunday to catch up. And then we can continue in the following Monday. Then as far as support goes, I noticed that there were comments coming in across all the channels. I mean, you're probably watching this video either on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, or LinkedIn. It was a bit difficult to track the questions coming from so many different places. So what I decided was these videos will be hosted on all the channels, but there will be forums on the IT Varsity Learning Management System. So I'm going to put a link in the comments just below this video where you can access the course and get access to everything, comments, forums, tips, and even code snippets from the actual app, which was another question that people were asking, where can they get hold of code snippets, and also if there are any downloads that you need. I don't think this app has any downloads, but if there are any downloads, it will all be in that one place on the IT Varsity Learning Management System. So that's how we're going to do it from now. So to get access to all of those value adds, you'll need to register on the IT Varsity Learning Management System, and you can get access to it there. So that's how we're going to do it. Now, coming to the app itself, this app actually has a backstory. This app is something that I had developed for my mom. Now, my mom runs a mom's taxi business where she picks up school kids and drops them off at school, and then picks them up from school and then drops them at home. And she charges, based on the distance, she charges a rate to parents. Now, the challenge that she was having was to calculate part rates. So for example, if there's a month where there's a holiday or there are public holidays or the child has been absent for whatever reason, perhaps they went on holiday, so she needs to cut out certain number of days in a month. So she normally charges the parents the prorated amount for the month, the proportionate amount for the month. So for example, if the child was absent or there was a holiday for half the month, then she would just charge for half that month, not the full month. But her challenge was that she was having a difficulty calculating those amounts, how much to charge after the deductions, after the days that she wasn't doing transport. And every time she needed to calculate that, she'd have to phone me, and then I would physically calculate it using the calculator app and then give her the answers and she would write it down. But now I decided to make her an app where she can put in the monthly rate and also how many days of actual transport she's going to be doing, and it spits out the answer, and then she can communicate that directly to the parents. So without any delays, let's have a look at this app. So looking at the app, you can see it's very simple. Now we need to embrace simplicity when we are developing our app. So basically it asks how much does it cost a month. Let's say she charges 300 rands for the month. How many actual days are left in the month that she will be doing some actual transport? So let's take a 2-week period. In a 2-week period, there's 5 and 5 school days, so in total 10 school days. So let's say there's just 2 weeks left of the month and she's doing 10 days, and then it works out the amount that the parent needs to pay of 136 rand and 36 cents. Now you might think it should be 150 rands, but it's not based on actual number of weeks. Remember that. So 2 weeks doesn't necessarily mean half the month, because we got months that are 30 and 31 days long, and so the amount that the parents are paying is divided across the number of days rather than the number of weeks. So basically that's the app. So she can basically change the amounts. Let's say the parent is paying 500 rands a month and they need transport for 12 remaining days of the month. She changes those values, hits go, and it gives out the new values. Now you can see this app has quite a bit going on behind the scenes. Whereas the previous app we built had a pretty face and very little JavaScript functionality, this app has quite a bit more going on behind the scenes as far as JavaScript goes. So it's going to be a lot more fun to build than the previous app. But it's also the pretty face here. We spent some time doing some styling on this app, and that's also going to be a whole lot of fun. So in the next few lessons, we are going to be building this amazing app.